everybody, I'm Cindy Maxwell and I am on staff with both students and local missions here at Heartland. And today we are at St. Ambrose campus in Brunswick for a faith build. If you haven't seen or are not familiar with it, it is where we partner with Habitat for Humanity, which is one of our local partners at Heartland, and actually 4 other churches to come together and build the walls of a house that is going to be a home for a family in need. And so that's really what we have done today. We've been here since 8 a.m. And when we arrived, there were stacks of wood that didn't look like they were going to be anything. And then they became walls. And then with those walls, we then built what you will see is the house. And so today is just kind of a great example of a few things. One, when I'm thinking about it, especially the building of wood piles becoming a wall meant for a purpose to build a home, is just so indicative of what God sees in us when we are being built and transformed. He knows what we are intended to be. And so coming together and serving, if you've never done that, that is your invitation to come alongside the work that God is doing. He's already doing the work, but He actually invites us into it. So if you have never been a part of any of our serving days, or even just on your own serving our local partners, you can do that. You can go to the website, you can check on the app, and you can click right on our partners and see what they're doing. And so you can use your time and your talent and really your presence to be in a space to where you actually get to come alongside the work that God is doing. And so that's what these days are really about, is just being able to see that and come together in unity. And today was really just a beautiful picture to be on an entire different campus with 5 other congregants from different churches that don't look like us, don't sing like us on a Sunday, and some of them don't even believe the same core values that we believe, but we all believe that there is one God who's come together and He's building His kingdom. And so today we were actually united in doing that, and that is just a super cool thing that we get to be witness to. So if you're not involved, get involved.
My name is Tom O'Connell, and I'm the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity here in Medina County. Our vision is to see a world where everyone has a decent place to live. We desire to put God's love into action by bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. One of the big questions we get is, how does someone get a Habitat home? There's really 3 criteria that they're approved through. First, they have to have a need of better housing. So need could be a safety issue. There could be mold in the place they're currently living. Need could also be they're paying maybe over half of their monthly income for rent. So the way we assess need is we actually visit them where they live as part of the application process and help assess need. The second criteria is they have to be willing to partner with us. And what we mean by that is each family that's approved has to contribute what we call sweat equity. So if it's a single person, they have to complete a minimum of 250 sweat equity hours or volunteer hours. If it's a family, they have to complete 400 hours. And those can be done helping build someone else's home. Those can be done at our restore. Those can also be done in our financial management classes we offer, our homeowner maintenance classes we offer, but they have to contribute those sweat equity hours. And then the third criteria that people are approved through is they have to have the ability to pay. And this is one of the misconceptions of Habitat, is some people think these are free homes, that once the home is up and the people move in, that they're free. And that's far from the case. These families pay a mortgage, very similar to everyone else that has a mortgage. What makes Habitat mortgages different or unique is that our mortgages are no interest over the entire life of the loan. Our mortgages are 30 years, so over the 30-year life of that loan, they're not paying any interest. So their mortgage payment includes principal, insurance, and taxes. So our average mortgage payment for our families here in Medina County is around $550 a month for a typically a three-bedroom, one-bath home here in Medina County. And that's really what we're about, is affordable housing, affordable home ownership, because we believe home ownership is one of the best ways, most consistent ways to develop wealth for families, and owning a home, giving them the opportunity to own a home and develop wealth for their families, stability for their families, stability for their children, is a key to a successful life. So that's what we're about. We're so appreciative of the partnerships with Heartland and other churches here in our county.
Through the years, being able to understand that I actually have something to offer someone else is kind of helpful to me in my own personal faith walk. I know a lot of us probably think that we're unworthy, or we're not useful, or maybe we're only made for one thing and one thing only, but God says differently. And so that's kind of why I serve. It's kind of what has really grown my love for missions, and specifically local missions, because here in Medina, where I live at, I can actually love my neighbor in a real way. Like, I can come alongside them and help them do something that maybe they couldn't do on their own. And that isn't about me. And I think that's really where the work comes from, and how God uses it in my life, is to recognize that He's gonna do it anyway. But just that we get to be invited to join Him is just kind of a little bit overwhelming most days. And then honestly, when I see other people giving their time and their talents, people that the world would say like they're too successful, or they're too busy, or they have other competing priorities, and yet they choose to serve at a place, even if it's just a 2-hour time slot serving food somewhere. They have chosen to do that because of how much God loves them and has been generous in their life. And so those types of things in serving just kind of help me focus back on God and what He's doing, and I'm transformed because then I'm seeing what He's doing, and it's not about me.
We're always looking for volunteers to participate in our programs and our opportunities here at Habitat, so that can happen on the build site. So whether you've swung a hammer before or never swung a hammer before, we welcome people out on site. You can also volunteer at our Restore. This is our building supply store. We sell new and used building supplies. It's located in Medina on Lafayette Road. And the reason we have the Restore is it generates revenue for us to then build more homes. So that's why we do that. So maybe you don't feel comfortable or not able to come out to a build site. You can also volunteer a day a week, a few hours a week at our Restore. But we'd also love for you to come out to our build site and help swing a hammer, help actually build a house.